Welcome to episode 6 of Music Influence During the Roaring Twenties. In this episode, we will be talking about Black and Tan Fantasy by Duke Ellington from 1927. The instrumentation for Black and Tan Fantasy is muted trumpet, muted trombone, drums, piano, alto sax, bass, banjo, and clarinet. The trumpet and trombone start the piece with the rhythm section, banjo, bass, and drums, back in mode. There is a piano solo at about the 1 minute and 45-second mark in the piece. The texture is homophonic with one clear melody with the accompanist. The melody is passed around in different instruments, allowing them to create their own melody. Pretty much a music piece with multiple solos and duets, but with the accompanying piano or rhythm section. Each instrument uses a wide range of notes, as well as mutes. Mutes play a large role in the piece, as they give the idea of talking in the piece that contains no lyrics. Mutes also play roles such as laughing. Symbols are used to give some idea of what a person is saying. The piece starts being marked as mezzo forte. Section B moves the piano volume to piano. Section D is marked as forte, so it gives it a wide range of volume. The volume for each instrument is determined by what its role is at the point in time, such as the trumpet and trombone at the start are going to be louder than the rhythm section. The dynamics are structured in the sense of whatever instrument is the soloist or duettist is louder than the other playing. There's also use of a funeral march at the end of the piece. The harmony is polyphonic texture, as multiple parts are either sounding together. The piano part creates 3-note triads that are in thirds. The triads is marked in the piano part. The piece starts in B-flat minor scale, set in the key signature. The key later changes to B-flat major in section A, and later changes back at the very end in section G. The piece notation for the piano part pretty much gives what scale is being played, but uses both major and minor scales notated in the piano part. The tonality of chords played is built upon what scale they're entered to be based on the piano notation. The overall key scheme in the piece combines the use of minor keys to give a sad feeling while creating happy feelings with major keys. This piece is also based on the 12-bar blues. The melody more predominantly is in a disjunct motion. The melody changes directions a lot, and that with the use of mutes to give different tones in some of the solos. As one trombone solo starts with a mute type, but then loosens it to give a new tone and increase the volume. The melody has parts that are in B-flat minor, as well as parts that are in B-flat major. The piece is set in common time, giving it 4 beats per measure. With it being a jazz piece, it employs a swing, making the and of the 8th note move to the upbeat of a 16th note. Part G is labeled as quarter note equals 80. The rhythm section used is made up of banjo, bass, and drums. The piano part also plays quarter notes throughout. The beat predominantly subdivision is quadruple. The rhythms are repeated by the rhythm section throughout most of the piece to supply backing to the main instrument playing. The rhythm is layered with the bass on 1 and 3, banjo on 2 and 4, and drums filling in. The melody sits on top of the rhythm layers. The phrase length is about 4 measures each. Phrases in the piano music and rhythm section repeat the beat pattern, but with different notes. Growth is defined with introducing of a soloist as more of a calling and response type piece, but will more throughout out call and response, or but will have more thought out calls and responses. The swing feel gives it more of a jazz feel, as well as the use of mutes used in the horn section. The piece was originally recorded in 1927 and was played by Duke's band at the Harlem, New York Cotton Club. The Cotton Club is located in the Harlem area because it was the African American side of town, and the white people loved to view the African culture without getting too involved with them. This would have been during the Harlem Renaissance, where African culture flourished as many African Americans moved from the Caribbean and the southern U.S. to the north. The first melody heard in the song is an adaptation of a popular ballad, Holy Day. Solos are improvised following the 12-bar blue pattern. The ending of the piece is a reference to Chopin's Funeral March. The title refers to Duke Ellington's idea of racial integration by combining the 12-bar blues and then with the European 16-bar sax solo. This is shown as the music was played back in a black community cotton club in Harlem, New York, but seen by white audience that traveled from outside of Harlem, New York.